H-pattern shifters for sim racing have always been a bit out of touch. The inexpensive ones have always been mediocre, and the expensive ones are good, but expensive. And there's really been no in-between. So that's where the SHH shifter comes in, a sub €100 H-pattern and sequential shifter that is actually good? Let's find out.
This shit put me in a good mood. New ting and Asian spice, so I'm eating good too. Ask me if I kill for she don't know what I've been through. My day whip ain't leased, but my night whip a rental. I'm out in Bali eating scallops. She only 5'3", but she ride it like a stallion. My ex-girl made me way too tired of Italian. You do what you can do, I just do what I am.
The SHH shifter retails for €98, and for that you get quite a bit. This includes the shifter itself with either a 7-speed or a 6-speed plate, the included shifter mount of your choosing, both a sequential and H-pattern knob, a USB Type-B cable, all of the necessary Allen keys needed to adjust and configure everything to your liking, and a one-page sheet with all the instructions. Though this shifter has been out in the market for several years now, the version I have, being the most recent, is substantially different from previous versions seen in other older reviews here on YouTube. According to the company, the newest version has had 25 substantial changes from the original model, with smaller revisions and updates here and there. The outer casing is 3D printed and features the company logo on the front. The shaft is made from aluminum, and the internal components are CNC machined and reinforced to withstand wear and tear. The shifter plates are made from high quality thermal plastic and offered in a variety of finishes. Mine is wrapped in carbon fiber vinyl, but they also offer loads of customization when it comes to nearly every aspect of the shifter. You can find more on their website if you're curious. A few of the most notable features of the shifter are the following. It uses magnetic sensors which transmit data without any physical contact. This greatly increases the longevity of the shifter as the sensors wear out less and are less prone to malfunctioning. You can use this shifter in both an H-pattern and sequential mode and interchange between the two in a matter of seconds. All you need to do is push down, turn the knob 90 degrees to the right, and you're in sequential mode. You can also use it with the optional sequential plate, though that is not required. You can adjust and fine-tune the force and feel of the shifter with the included Allen keys. All you need to do is carefully loosen or tighten a few internal screws. Finally, it is plug and play. Simply connect a single USB cable onto your PC, bind the shifter in-game, and you're good to go. There aren't any drivers or anything of that sort. That being said, the shifter will not work on consoles, it only works on PC via USB. All that being said though, how does it actually perform in-game? On the H-pattern mode, it feels quite good. The shifts are consistent, have a short throw, and it's very apparent when you've put it into gear. Unlike the Logitech shifter, which has a very subtle feel, this one feels very mechanical. At the highest spring resistance, it requires a good amount of force to move around, but I felt it was too snappy. It was either you were neutral or you were in gear with no good feel of the transition when up or down shifting. Lowering the resistance and I got it to where I liked it. It required less force, but I felt more in control when flowing through the gears. As you've probably noticed, the shifter itself is quite compact in size, which means that in action it has a short throw and that all of the gears are close to each other. In this sense, it felt very similar to the Logitech shifter and very different from the Thrustmaster shifter, which is larger in size. While its compact size isn't necessarily a bad thing, I did find myself misshifting every once in a while. With its mechanical feel, it was a lot less common than with the Logitech shifter, but I still did find it occurring every here and there. Of course, this also has a lot to do with driver skill, so keep that in mind. In essence, the H-pattern shifter mode was impressive. The shifter can be quite snappy, but with the right adjustments and enough practice, I could see people being seriously quick with this. Moreover, it has a very tactical feeling to it, which makes it feel a lot more realistic compared to the competition at this price. Unbeknownst to me, the sequential mode is where I really found myself enjoying this shifter though. As I stated before, switching to the sequential mode only takes a few seconds, and in-game it felt very realistic. A good amount of force mixed with the mechanical feeling of the shifts meant it was always clear when I had up or down shifted, and it also felt very satisfying to do so. I can confidently say that the sequential mode here felt far better than the somewhat bland feeling of the TH8As. With all that being said though, there are two substantial drawbacks I found throughout my time using the SH8 shifter. The first is that there was a good amount of flex and movement with the mounting system I was using. This mount mimics the standard Logitech and Thrustmaster mounting system, but no matter how tight I had it onto my rig, I still felt and visibly saw a good amount of movement, especially when quickly shifting. Keep in mind that there are a variety of different mounting solutions available when purchasing the shifter, so while this was a problem for me, it might not be for you depending on your mounting situation. The second main problem, and probably the biggest thing to worry about, is the rigidity and long-term reliability of this shifter. Its entire outer shell is made from 3D printed plastic, which is obviously a big reason why this shifter can remain so affordable, but at the same time, it's always made me conscious and more wary of how I went about using it. It didn't feel delicate, don't get me wrong, but it certainly didn't give me the confidence to throw it around and really beat it as I would otherwise do. I'm not saying that the shifter will break after a few months, but what I am saying is that I felt a lot more conscious of how I treated it in game. Moreover, unlike the Thrustmaster or Logitech shifters which prevent dust and debris from entering the internal components, the SH8 shifter and all its internal circuit boards and sensors are a lot more exposed to dust or anything else that may perhaps creep in there, and this could cause problems down the line. As for my conclusion, I'll keep it very short. The SH8 shifter provides truly great value for money, and if you want the manual experience at an affordable price point, I totally recommend it. Just keep an eye out for how you treat it. As always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.